Right now, though, we're going to get into this first heat. Stace, it's been an absolute joy. Looking forward to your post-heat interviews as always, mate.
Ron, Flick, thanks for having me, and what a cracker day. Can't wait to get stuck in.
Reliable venues on the schedule as we see Sophie McCulloch getting started here, the surfer from the Sunshine Coast, digging in on that first section. Strong offshore breeze howling at the moment, and I think each of the competitors in these early heats just will be looking to figure things out. But as you can see there, that inside section, you know, it always serves up a great challenge to our competitors.
Well, the judges have really got a great ride there to set the score, to set the scale for this opening heat.
Come in handy at this venue, but also just listen out for your updates. Here's that first ride. Take us through it.
Sophie McCulloch starting off with a nice opening ride. It looks like to me that she was a little bit wobbly on this one. That could be due to, a bit of breeze. It's a strong offshore and probably just finding her feet. I mean, nice turn off the top there, and she comes into that bottom turn and just finishes it off right on that end section, which is pretty shallow. So, yeah, nice and compressed, and, yeah, she just wants to finish that one.
The judges have just made it. As we see a ride here, Isabella taking off deep, just pushing for that inside from Carissa Moore. Of course, priority neutral in the opening stages of the heat, so just a battle for the inside there between these two competitors as Isabella looks to get some work done. But I was just going to ask you to speak about the texture of the reef here. Obviously, certain tropical locations, those coral reefs, they'll tear you apart. Here, a bit more forgiving.
Bit of seaweed over the top. Up and riding on this replay is Isabella Nichols. Now, it was her first wave. She had to jostle for the inside there with Carissa. Nice swooping carve off the top into another cutty. And she's just looking to bring it through to the inside and sort of looking for a finish, and she gets it right in front of that shallow ledge there.
Yeah, really well positioned on the apex to make the most of that opening section, Bugs.
Oh, we're going to see a real contrast, I think, in the scores here, Ronnie, and I think Isabella just missed her marks on most of those turns.
Well, here goes Carissa on her first opportunity. Silky smooth rail turn to get started. Transitioning through to the inside. This wave breaking away, it's not going to provide that. We're waiting on Carissa's to come through. Here's a replay of it, Flick.
Yeah, Carissa's wave didn't have too much wall down the line, so she got that one nice carve in and then another cutty. But at the
Sophie McCulloch's going to drop a reasonable number to kick this heat off, and she's up again, and an even better start. Just waiting for an opportunity there. Didn't have a read on a second turn option, but she's cleaned this right up nicely on the inside. So a quick start for the Queenslander, who will take the early lead here.
You can really see the difference here between those two waves. Sophie McCulloch, though, amazing first turn off the top there. She kind of maybe misread this second section. She's looking to get that second turn, but she's bringing it through to the inside, and she does get a finish there.
We're enjoying I think a mellow day here at Main Break. A nice day to kick things off, Bugs.
It's a civilised start to the Margaret River Pro, and we know that during this window we will see those big booming and those in and out skitsy paddles.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch it unfold. Here's last year's champ, Isabella Nichols, on her second ride, and she gets her timing right on this one to kick things off. A nice carve to back it up. And now thinking about a finish over that reef on the inside. It's such a lottery there on the inside. Wave selection is kind of out the window once you're committed to that ride. You're sizing it up. It can hit the inside different every time you get to your feet.
Depend on what that end section's going to look like. Here we have Bella up and riding on this replay. Beautiful first turn off the top here. Looks like she's really found her feet on this wave. When the end section kind of died out, but these first two turns, they're beautiful. Just swooping off the top there, and she comes down into this second section and just lays it on rail.
Well, Jack Robinson, we touched on him, Bugs, the poster boy for the event this year with that great moment of him getting chaired up the stairs. But on the women's side, the billboard of Isabella Nichols.
You know, she comes from the Sunshine Coast. She looks so good on those point breaks and really nice smooth down the line. And that was a gutsy effort last year.
It sure was. She's up again. She just had a 6.17 on her last ride. And the offshore is going to bring her undone here. And that was a lost opportunity to sneak one under priority and turn in a better number than the 3.1 to maybe get herself the lead. But right now, we're just on 13 minutes remaining. We've got Carissa Moore up, looking to make the jump from third into a qualifying position. Nice turn to get started. Goes to that rail, draws that carve out, and moves to the inside for the finish, and hits it beautifully. Well timed. A great ride start to finish, Felicity, and we should see Carissa make a pretty positive climb up the leaderboard here.
Representative when she gets this score, and here we see the replay. Just beautiful arcing turn off the top here, and she comes into this second section, and there's just such a beautiful flow throughout this wave. She tags this section, and she can see this upcoming section and just absolutely smashes it.
Yeah, impressive, Bugs. Really composed when she's sitting in that third spot.
Yeah, Carissa always looks really good out here. She had a little bit of a nervous start, but she's put it together on this one. 4 manoeuvres, but as Felicity said, that third manoeuvre, she just tags it to make sure she got that converging sections coming together.
Isabella Nichols out there at the moment, sitting in third position with priority, but right now we're seeing Sophie McCulloch up, and she is trying to get rid of a 5 to increase her heat score total and put some pressure on Isabella here. Just prior to the break, we saw Carissa Moore bank a 6.83.
If you can get a win, you want to win, or you want to be in that second position. Here we go. We got a replay here of Sophie's wave, and I really liked that first turn. This second section actually stood up again nicely for her. She tries to bring it through to the inside here, and not
Sophie was after a 5.17 out of that one. Here's Carissa again. Just pushing on that back foot a couple of times. 2 turns. Might factor in to her top 2. She's trying to better a 4-point ride. She's going to paddle back out. Sophie's going to opt for the ski.
Incomplete. We've got a replay of Carissa again, and she's looking sharp now. She's looking like she's coming into her own, and yeah, she's taking control of this heat.
The work was done on the outside.
Yeah, the work really was done on the outside.
Carissa back out there already and into another ride here. She's about to drop a solid score, and she's going to have another one on the way, you'd think. Strong finish. A lot of surfers leaning into a local experience, and some of the great surfers in this region. Carissa always has done that at all the venues she travels, but she works with one of the best from this area.
To her strengths, which is her carves, and yeah, she's really coming into her own here. Just absolutely carving off the top there, and throws in a big layback for the finish.
A 7.17 on her previous ride, also a 6.83 from earlier on. She's out in front. Sophie McCulloch had a 6.03 on her last ride. She's after a 7.97, but Carissa finding some space out here once again, starting to get busy in this lineup. She's going to go down on that final move. Sophie McCulloch, an impressive performance from her, and a typical first round effort from Carissa Moore.
Yeah, beautiful to watch. I mean, you could just see her Carissa finding her feet as that heat went on, and absolutely laying into a couple of those end sections.